Well, guys, it is game day for the Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros. Houston has to win this game to move on to the ALCS, in which Texas has already clinched a bid to the American League Championship Series. So Houston needs to get this win if they want to go ahead and clinch. Atlanta, on the other hand, is tied at 1 apiece, headed back to Philly. Game 3, Bryce Elder on the mound tonight. Going to be a great one. Tune in to TBS FS1 for these two games coming to tonight for the MLB. On the other hand, Dodgers and D-backs, an update on that one is 3-0 as well. So D-backs are probably going to get the sweep there for the first time in their franchise, I believe, is going to go to the NL Championship Series. So with that being said, regardless, today we're talking about the NFL, and here's an update on my record prediction. My record prediction through week 5 is 43-34. Not a bad record, about 10 games separating the difference. I did last week kind of had a terrible record, and the week before that, so that's kind of what messed that up. Otherwise, though, my record is not that bad. It's 43-34, and again, today we're predicting the NFL week number 5 or number 6 games this week. Crazy how fast it's already gone by. Again, MLB is this week or tonight, so that's what I'm going to be watching tonight as well. NBA has started to ramp up with the preseason, and we'll have a Pelicans preview coming to the channel soon. Hopefully, we'll have Hawks and Warriors coming to the channel as well. But regardless, today we're hopping into some NFL week number 5 predictions. We got a lot to go over this week, so let's go ahead, jump right in. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, let's go ahead, hop right into some NFL week 6 predictions. Alright, so the first game is Denver and Kansas City. Now, this game is going to be a complete crap fest from Denver. I expect Kansas City to go out, or to host Denver, and to absolutely beat the living crap out of the Denver Broncos. I just think that's bound to happen. The Broncos aren't that good. I think what the NFL is thinking is that Sean Payton is going to be a lot better of a coach than what he has been as well these past couple of games, and obviously that hasn't proven himself with this game. So I'm expecting Kansas City to go out and beat Denver very, very badly. I'll say 40-3, Kansas City gets the win. Broncos fans, I would just go watch a movie or something. In my opinion, I think that Broncos fans should not even watch this game or look at the score and just enjoy some Sunday football on Sunday rather tonight or tomorrow night, because Kansas City is going to kick the Broncos' butts. Moving on, you got another London game, and that is the Tennessee Titans technically hosting the Baltimore Orioles. Now, I am struggling with this pick. This pick is one of the ones that I have a tough time to look at. I'm expecting Baltimore to get the win. I think they're the better team here, but Tennessee has been known to put up good numbers against the Baltimore Ravens. They have hung in there as well, if I'm not mistaken, and Tennessee, again, has been hot recently, getting hot with all of these teams. So this game's going to be tricky to pick, but I am taking the Baltimore Ravens here in London. Expect it to be a very close game, but I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens in London. We'll say 20-17. It's going to be close, but low scoring. All right, moving on, you got Washington and Atlanta. So Atlanta never loses at home. Washington, on the other hand, struggles on the road. I think it's simple enough right there. The Atlanta Falcons are going to be taking the dub at home against the Washington Commanders. I think it's plain and simple. I think Desmond Ridder is going to prove to the Atlanta fan base why he deserves to be that starting quarterback. This is his game to do that. It's against the Commanders. Sam Howell, on the other hand, needs to learn and go ahead and start learning to build for the future. With that being said, expect Washington to keep it somewhat of a close game in the first and second quarter. But after that, I am expecting Atlanta to have a huge bounce back in the second half, and Atlanta is going to take a massive W. We'll say 40-20. Moving on, you got Minnesota at Chicago. Again, another one that I'm struggling to pick this week. Minnesota has not been looking good all year, and the injury to Justin Jefferson does not help the Minnesota Vikings, especially considering all the rumors that have been going around about Justin Jefferson wanting out of Minnesota. We have been hearing all of those rumors, and it seems more likely that those rumors are going to be true, and Kirk Cousins is a free agent this year as well. That being said, on the other hand, Chicago has been hot recently. They have been putting up numbers. Justin Fields has been throwing touchdowns It has looked very good, and I'm expecting Chicago to do the same against the Minnesota Vikings. I am taking the Chicago Bears at home. DJ Moore has looked hot recently. I'm starting him in fantasy this week, hoping he'll have another huge game to improve off of last week's game performance as well. So expect Chicago to take the dub against a Minnesota team who is missing their star wide receiver. Moving on, you got Seattle and Cincinnati. Now, again, this is another one that I'm struggling to pick this week. I don't know who to go after. I think Cincy is going to get the win just because they're at home. But, again, I'm struggling to pick this matchup because Seattle has been hot recently. They've been scoring and outscoring opponents this week. They're one of the better teams in the NFC and in the NFC West. On the other hand, Cincinnati has not looked great all year. They beat the Cardinals, but again, that's the Arizona Cardinals. I think that Cincinnati has the better roster here, and I think Joe Burrow is going to bounce back, but it is going to be close. I expect the Bengals to win this game. We'll say 24-20. Moving on, you got San Fran and Cleveland, and I would just go ahead and chalk this one up as another victory for San Fran. It really doesn't matter who San Francisco plays. They're going to find a way to blow anyone out, unless you're the Philadelphia Eagles or unless you're somebody of that nature. Now, that being said, Cleveland's going to kind of keep it close in the first quarter, and then San Fran's going to start to pull away like we saw against Sunday night on TV against Dallas. This is what happens with San Francisco. They get hot during the second half when they need it to, and then the blowout starts right there. So, chalk this one up as a win for San Francisco. It really doesn't matter who they're playing. They're going to win unless it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Call it a win for San Francisco. Go ahead and pick the 49ers here. Moving on, you got Carolina taking on Miami. And again, how is the NFL going to keep up with the Miami Dolphins if you're giving the Miami Dolphins very bad teams to play? Now, that being said, I'm dogging on my own team right here, but Carolina is, again, not that good of a team. They struggle offensively. We know we're trying to trade for a weapon right before the trade deadline next week, so hopefully we can do that. But that being said, Miami's offense is very hot recently. I'm expecting the Dolphins to absolutely blow the Panthers out of the water here. This one is not going to be close. They may put up 70 points again. I don't know. But Miami is definitely going to get the dub, especially with it being at home as well. I am taking the Miami Dolphins against the Carolina Panthers. Moving on, you got Indy and Jacksonville, and this one has always been a very good rivalry. I believe Indy somehow always beats the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I am taking the Jags here at home. I think T-Law is going to show out this week. I think the Jags are going to show out at home. They haven't been home in a while, so that's probably what's keeping them. It's their first home game in a minute, so therefore I'm taking the Jags at home, but expect it to be close. Expect Indy to keep up with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I'm taking the Jags at home. I just think it's T-Law's time to shine, and that's what's going to happen this week as the Jags will get the win against the Indianapolis Colts. Moving on, you got New Orleans and Houston, another one I'm struggling to pick. New Orleans coming off a win, Houston coming off of a loss, but C.J. Stroud has been feeling it right now. I'm expecting the New Orleans Saints to come out and get the win at Houston. I think New Orleans' defense is really good. C.J. Stroud really hasn't played that great of a defense yet. So, take it from New Orleans. I'm expecting New Orleans to get the win on the road in Houston. It's just a matter of how Derek Carr is going to play if you're the Saints. Now, if you're Houston, on the other hand, you have to hold them defensively. You cannot let Derek Carr, Michael Thomas get hot, especially with Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara in the backfield. So, I'm expecting New Orleans to run all over Houston. That is my bold prediction of the week. New Orleans gets the win. Moving on, you got New England at Las Vegas, and I've never seen Bill Belichick be this down in his career. He is doing terrible right now. There's no other way to put it, and the Raiders, on the other hand, have been winning a couple of games here and there. So, I'm going with the better offense and the better defense right now and taking the Las Vegas Raiders, especially with it being at home. New England typically doesn't perform well at home. Neither do they or on the road, away from home. So, therefore, I am taking the Las Vegas Raiders here at home, especially against a Bill Belichick team or a Bill Belichick coach who does not know what he's doing right now. I've never seen this with Bill Belichick, and I, again, don't know what to expect from New England, so therefore I'm taking Las Vegas at home as well. Moving on, you got Arizona and the Rams. And again, Arizona, you had a good run, especially with hanging in teams, but I think Los Angeles is going to put an end to that run, and Los Angeles is going to get a big bounce back win, especially with Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua, how they have been clicking on offense right now. Their offense has been really hot this year. Puka is putting up record numbers, especially against defenses who aren't that great. And we saw this, we've seen this every week from here on out. They even did it against Philly. So if they did it against Philly, then how are they not going to do it against Arizona, who has a worse defense? Arizona doesn't really have all the pieces on defense as well. That being said, they don't do it on offense, but I'm expecting the Los Angeles Rams to go out at home and get the win. Moving on, you got Philly and New York. Again, it's Philly, it's New York. Enough said. Philadelphia is going to get a blowout win against the Jets. Moving on, you got Detroit and Tampa Bay. This one is going to be a very close game, but I'm expecting Detroit to pull away in the second half. Let me explain. Jared Goff and the Detroit offense has been clicking, and I believe Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be back this week. With that being said, it's at Tampa, though, so I'm expecting Baker Mayfield to play really, really good football this week, especially with it being at home. He's got his weapons back as well. So I'm expecting Baker Mayfield to play some good football. That being said, on the Detroit side of things, their defense has been outstanding. Their defense doesn't get tired. So Tampa's offense is going to have to move the ball downfield against this Detroit defense to wipe them out. And if they want to take the dub, that's what they're going to have to do. Their offense, Detroit's offense, on the other hand, is clicking on all cylinders. You have to drive the defenses out of there. You have to sustain long drives if you're Tampa to get this defense a little bit tired so you can have a chance in this game. I don't see it happening. I'm taking the Detroit Lions here on the road. I've never seen a team this hungry for winning, especially with Dan Campbell. I'm expecting the Detroit Lions to come out of the water and blow the Tampa Bay Bucks out. Moving on, you got Buffalo and New York is the Sunday night game. Like, what is the NFL thinking with these Sunday night games? Expect Buffalo to get this win. I mean, it's New York. They've outscored New York by like 90 points or something is a stat that I saw. So, Buffalo is going to get this win. It's at home at Orchard Park, and New York is obviously off to a slow start. There's no other way to put that. Buffalo is getting the win at home. Nothing else needed to say. Moving on, you got the Monday night football game. The Dallas Cowboys going into the Los Angeles Chargers. We are going to beat the Los Angeles Chargers. We're going to beat Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley may not have a job by next week. He may get fired if he pulls another Brandon Staley. Now, that being said, the Chargers are going to keep it close. It's going to be a close game, but I'm expecting Brandon Staley to pull another one and blow a lead that he has had recently. That being said, Dallas has to step it up. This is going to be a bounce back game for us Cowboys. It's going to be a very close game. Dak has to step it up on offense, though, if we want to find a way to win. With that being said, I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys here on the road in Los Angeles. Expect that to happen, but regardless, Cowboys get a nice bounce back win against the Chargers. All right, and that is going to be all for my NFL Week number 6 predictions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, again, Braves, Astros, D-backs, Dodgers. Tonight, it's going to be a great night for baseball fans. So, if you're into baseball, tune into TBS and FS1. You will have some great games to watch. Atlanta looking to bounce back against that Phillies loss in Game 1. And hopefully, with Bryce Elder on the mound, we can get it done. With that being said, I'm going to hop off so I can get this edited and you guys can get it on time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.